Lesson 113. This review covers lessons 95 and 96. I am one self, united with my Creator, and salvation comes from my one self. All the world's lessons teach the same thing over and over again in different forms. You are not united with your Creator. Your salvation does not come from your one capital S self. Because the only lesson the world ever teaches is separation. Separation from your Creator, separation from your brother, separation from everything in a little house that you call yours and yours alone, where no one is welcome. Within you, within a body, we believe that is what we are. We believe we exist inside that body, and no one can join us there, and no one can feel what we feel or see things in exactly the same way we see them. So we have something that is just ours alone, our perspective, our essence, our self. This lesson turns that on its head. If I am one self united with my Creator, then I am not separate and I'm not a body. These lessons call to mind the fact that we have a split mind because they're speaking to something that is within us that recognizes that the words are true and those words do not fit and are inconsistent with our own self-identity. We become aware we have a split mind. We can't try to set these lessons in earthly frames. There is no earthly frame or body that can contain the idea I am one self united with my Creator. Salvation comes from my one self. It's the opposite of what we've taught ourselves to believe. In these lessons is not just a beautiful sentiment that we want to walk around and think about because it makes us feel a little bit better. In these lessons is the escape from hell. It is not what seems to happen to us that establishes the hell of our lives. It's the idea that we are not united with our Creator and that He wants to kill us. So the layers of hell that seem to exist preoccupy us. The hell that I think is my external life that my body moves about in, and I hate everything and I'm angry all the time about, that is not what establishes hell. That's an earthly frame for the idea of hell. But the idea of hell involves separation. So you kind of start with an abstraction. The abstraction is given form. That form splinters off and multiplies until I see myself in my own little prison. And in retracing my steps, I need to withdraw the idea that my escape from hell means escaping what the world seems to reflect back to me. My specifics. My specifics is my story, but every story tells the same, has the same conclusion or outcome or inherent idea. Separation's real. So the specific stories are not the central idea. They are what we are preoccupied with to ignore the fact they all represent exactly the same thing. They all represent the opposite of this lesson. I'm not united with my Creator. My salvation doesn't come from my one self. When we repeat these lessons, we are retraining ourselves to say, what is outside of me is not the truth. What I believe is outside of me is not the truth. And what is outside of me? Everything that I think, see, and believe in. I seem to be outside of myself. The body is in the mind is not in the body. So all of the externals are illusory. There can be nothing external to oneness. In the Song of Prayer, he says that we live with the illusion of death and the fear of God. That is the story of our lives. And when you live with an illusion of death and the fear of God, it's very difficult to accept that in truth, we're united with our Creator. It has to be repeated and repeated, and ultimately accepted. And that is our journey through this world. To figure out where we are, and question all the pathways of the world. They all lead to the same place. So when we question the pathways, I don't mean question all the specifics. Should I take this job or that job? Should I live here or there? Should I be with this person or that person? That's not really questioning it. Questioning it is more fundamental. Is this the truth? Is my perception accurate? Do I see things as they really are, or am I looking at them in the way that I set them up? I set them up to return the witnesses to me that will prove separation happened. And now, when I set the goal for truth, I will see the witnesses that prove to me the separation did not happen. Setting the goal of truth is doing these lessons. Because when we hear these lessons and we accept them and we adopt them, we will look for the signs and symbols that these lessons are the truth. And we will see them and we will experience ourselves differently. And we will see it was never God's will that we be crucified.